of potential weather impacts.
From Helene, we are going to see some wind, some rain out of it. For a lot of us, it's probably not going to be a huge deal. And the good news is we're on the less active side of the track, which is the opposite of what we had a couple weeks ago when Francine passed to the west of the Tennessee Valley. Let's go get you the latest on Helene. Again, a strong Category 3 storm now, 125 mile per hour sustained winds. We are getting hourly updates from the National Hurricane Center as we near landfall this evening, and there is still a window of opportunity where this could become a Cat 4 storm. If those winds climb another 5 miles per hour and get to 130, that would put it at a Category 4. As it stands, even if it doesn't get to that point, this is still going to be a very destructive storm as it moves inland here. It looks like around the Big Bend of Florida in the coming hours. Latest track here that we got as of 4 o'clock showing again that landfall happening sometime this evening here east of Panama City, a little east of Apalachicola, Florida, again in the Big Bend area, and they're going to have big problems with storm surge as well as very strong wind coming on through here. Forward motion of Helene will keep it a hurricane even on into South Georgia, still expected to be a Category 2 storm just past midnight tonight. Still could be a tropical storm as it approaches the Atlanta area. Latest track though does show that we will be on the west side of it, and keep in mind with these systems along and east of where the center goes is where the worst weather is. Now that does not mean though that we will not still see impacts out of this. This will fizzle out to our north as we head into the weekend. These are the latest alerts. You see the hurricane warnings all the way up to the southern suburbs of Atlanta. Tropical storm warnings do include Cherokee County, but nowhere else here in North Alabama. So this is definitely going to have impacts very far inland, and we will feel some of those as well. There is a wind advisory out that kicks in just after midnight tonight, runs until just after midnight Friday night. That does include all the counties that we cover here in North Alabama. Future wind gust here showing that the worst of the wind is probably going to be tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours, where we could see winds gusting above 30 miles per hour at times. Keep in mind with Francine, we had wind gust for a good chunk of the day that system came through of 40 or higher. So not quite to the degree of wind that we saw out of that. And those wind gusts will start to diminish heading into Saturday morning. Also, there is a flood watch in effect for all of North Alabama, but I do want to stress here that the worst of the rain appears to be close to the Georgia border. So even though you're under a flood watch out here into the shoals, if future rainfall is correct, we're going to see half an inch at most out there. I think where we have the best chance at maybe some isolated flooding will be in Sand Mountain, as we've been talking about in the last few days. Jackson, DeKalb County easily could see a good 3 to 6 inches of rainfall here, again closest to the Georgia border. So I think that is where we will most likely see the greatest impacts from the heavier rainfall in that eastern portion of the area. And we've got some scattered wet weather out there right now on Way 31 triple Doppler, but this is not the rain that will come from Helene. That arrives later on tonight into tomorrow morning. When you wake up on your Friday with meteorologist Grace Anello, she's going to be showing you steadier rainfall, particularly I-65 eastward, with some embedded heavy rain showing up here, Franklin County, Tennessee, through Jackson, as well as DeKalb County. So definitely a wet commute in the morning. Lunchtime tomorrow, we're still tracking some steadier rainfall, mostly along the Alabama-Tennessee border and points northward. May get a little bit of a lull through the afternoon hours, and then there are some indications that after 5 o'clock Friday, another batch of some steadier rain will start to pivot through the area, so that could impact some high school football games. But the worst of the rain, as far as the really heavy stuff, that will be over and done with at that point in time. We head into Saturday, and although we'll still have some showers over the weekend, we're not expecting to pick up significant rainfall for your Saturday, Sunday plans. Off to school in the morning, rain likely for a lot of us in the mid-60s. Coming home, we'll still be tracking some shower activity, and temperatures, because of the clouds and the wet weather, will likely hold around that 70-degree mark in most spots through tomorrow afternoon. Here's your Way 31 Storm Tracker 10-day forecast. We'll keep the rain chance tomorrow around 50%. Again, early and late will be the wettest parts of your Friday. Still some scattered showers Saturday, Sunday, but the rain chance is down to 30%. And then we'll start to dry out beginning of next week. I am expecting a nice fall cold front on Wednesday, and that will bring in some beautiful early fall weather heading into early October. Highs in the 80s, morning lows upper 50s and low 60s. And again, a dry stretch coming in after we get rid of the impacts of Helene here in the next few few days. We'll, of course, have another update on the rainfall potential. Helene, not the only thing in the tropics right now as well, and I do want to touch on what else we are monitoring out there that could be coming in the future in your forecast in the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, we are getting into that heightened period of hurricane season.
We are really between now and mid-October. We can still expect things to be quite active, and then typically things really get quiet right after that.
All right, thanks so much.